Okay, good evening and welcome to Tips and Tips from the Top. Tonight, our very special guest is Diamond Ruby Ambassador Brooke Hemingway. Brooke is a fitness instructor. She's a registered nurse. She is a doctor's wife to Thomas, her husband, and her husband is also an Emerald Ambassador with Plexus. She is a stay-at-home mama of six um, beautiful children. Actually, she has five, and her sixth one is on the way. She was also the top convention credit earner at this year's convention, and I had the honor of spending some time with her in Musha Key, and I just want to tell y'all, she is one of the sweetest, most down-to-earth people. I really, really enjoyed getting to know her and her husband. And I mean, this girl is absolutely brilliant with the business. Every video I watch, every ounce that I can soak in, I soak in every ounce of it because she is very, very brilliant and also very successful in the business. She just recently went Ruby last month. I know that on her second leg, she went Fast Start Gold, and I'm pretty sure she's gone Ruby in like 3 months. So she's absolutely incredible. And without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you, Brooke.
Well, the feeling is mutual. I think you're amazing as well, and I enjoyed spending time with you as well. So I did go Ruby last month, but not in 3 months. That's a little crazy. I rejoined at the end of February, and then I went Ruby last month. So what is that, like 5 months? I don't know, 4 or 5 months?
4 or 5 months. Like that's still really incredible for your second leg.
And I didn't go Fast Start Gold. I rejoined and I thought I would go for it, but I didn't. I went silver my first month, and then I went gold my third month, senior gold my fourth month, and ruby my fifth month in my reentry. So I'm picking up some steam. I'm working for senior ruby this month on my second leg, and we'll see if I can do it. Really, I just love this business and I love these products. And it's so funny because I started out being the biggest skeptic, and I was proved wrong, and I just love that. I have a background as a nurse. I worked for 10 years as an ICU nurse, and also have been a fitness instructor for 19 years. And I've always loved health and wellness, but I didn't really ever know anything about network marketing. I'm going to walk while I talk here, guys, because I had to use my phone instead of my computer, but I need to plug my phone in. So I'm going to walk while I talk. But anyways, I had watched my friend Amy talk about Plexus for an entire year before I joined, and she reached out to me on multiple occasions, and we met each other through a Craigslist ad. I bought her old ratty van from her because I am a very frugal person, and I thought, oh, I've got a lot of kids, I don't want a new car. So I met her years ago through Craigslist, and we just had a nice friendly friendship. Not super close friends, we hadn't been friends for years. And that's something that I want you guys to understand, is that through this business, you can meet people and become friends and become lifelong friends. That's one of the best blessings of Plexus. You don't have to start out with a giant network of friends to be successful at this. So I watched her for a year. And the thing that actually got me off the fence is I had my fifth baby, and I was one of those super exhausted moms that just could not cope. And I couldn't make it through the day without a Diet Coke or a nap or screaming at my kids, honestly. And that was no way to live. I felt really bad about it. I wasn't the mom I wanted to be. And so I finally saw a post that she did one night. Oh, I'm on Kauai. I'm on one of the smallest islands. So I saw a post that she did about breast milk, and I was like, whatever, I'll try it. I'll try anything. And that's the beauty of timing, because you never know what you're going to share. I'm going to plug my phone in here. Sorry, guys. You never know what you're going to share on any one particular day. And so if you're feeling discouraged and you're feeling like, oh my gosh, I post all the time, nobody's ever watching, people are watching. And I was watching. And so I joined, and that was gosh, next year will be my 2-year anniversary. So 23 months ago, I guess, I joined Plexus. And it's just been a roller coaster ride since. But I was someone that only joined for the products. I was skeptical but hopeful because I really wanted to feel better. But I didn't really have very high expectations. And I ended up being one of those people that you hope you get that loves the products pretty early on. That was me. I was like 10 to 14 days in, and I was like, wow, I feel really good. I'm not tired all the time. I'm not snappy at my kids. I'm not depressed. I don't have headaches. I don't need Diet Coke all the time. My stomach's not in knots. Like, it was awesome. And so I was invited to share. And I did not really love the idea at first because I didn't feel like I had any influence. I had like 150 Facebook friends, and I was never on Facebook. I honestly didn't even know how to use Facebook except how to do a post or stick a picture up. And I was that person that maybe posted once a week. So I just didn't think that anybody would see it. But she invited me to do it. And because I didn't really know any better, I just did it. So I put a post up and I went silver I went silver in October. So I joined in September. I went silver in October, got a handful of customers, and that was the beginning. And then I did a little group training that she did the following month, and that really opened my eyes to the opportunity and really built my belief in the products and the business. And it had me hoping that maybe, just maybe someday, I could be a Ruby ambassador. And that was my initial goal. I thought, I think I could do that. I think I could be a Ruby, and that would be amazing. And so if you're like that and you've set your sights on like senior gold or Ruby, I want to encourage you to set your sights a little bit higher, because you can always do a little bit more than you think you can do. And so that's how my journey began. When I started, I didn't really have any idea what I was doing. I didn't know anything about network marketing. As I said before, I wasn't active on social media. I wasn't even on Instagram. I didn't know how to use Facebook, but I decided I loved the products. I loved the way I felt. And so I focused on sharing my story. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that tonight. And just a couple of things. Angie, you just wanted me to talk about a couple of tips that have helped me to be successful. Yeah. So I'm going to talk about sharing your story. When someone goes to your Facebook page or Instagram, are they seeing an infomercial for Plexus? Or do they feel like they're a part of your life? Do they feel like they can see who you really are through your page? Do they feel like you're telling a story, or does it feel like you're trying to advertise and sell them something all the time? And this is something that I had to learn. I didn't learn this right away. It was a process of learning. But as you're sharing Plexus, think about what your Facebook page looks like. Are you sharing your story in big and small ways? Are you sharing posts that aren't about Plexus, that are adding value to people's lives? Are you sharing content that uplifts people? Are you sharing content that helps people to see that you're real and your life is not perfect? Are you engaging people? Are you educating people? Are you inspiring people? And that doesn't mean you have to be perfect. It doesn't mean you've got to have your face all done up. As you can see, there's not a lick of makeup on me today. I have earrings in. That's like a big step for me here, guys. Come on. I get brownie points for that. I am not a girl that's done up. It's just not my way. And so if I started to do that just to try to look apart, it wouldn't look like me. It wouldn't be authentic. If that's you, and be you. So be you on your Facebook page, but try to be the best you. Be the best version of yourself, but also be real, because people want to feel that authenticity. And you sharing your story and then sharing other people's stories, sharing some great information that can add value to their lives, sharing things that inspire you, sharing your discouragements, your victories, all of those things are really important. So every once in a while, what I do is I go back through my Facebook feed and I just kind of evaluate, like, what is my feed looking like? Is my feed looking like somebody that I would want to follow or somebody that I would want to friend? And I try to just really pay attention to that, because one thing that I'm always constantly doing at this point is I'm always adding new friends. And I do that in a couple of ways. I add friends through friends. So friends of friends, I'll go and see, somebody's friend list, and I'll be like, oh, I think I know that person, or that person looks like somebody that I would have something in common with. I'd like to get to know them. or I'm in a couple of groups for interests that I like, and I join those groups. I follow the posts, I like and I comment, and I friend a lot of the people in the groups. And I'll reach out to them in a private message, and I won't say anything about Plexus. I just want to get to know them, and I want to share a little bit about myself with them. And so I make new friends that way. And I'm genuinely am interested in them because I want to know what their life is like. And by me being interested in them, I can help to see if there's something that Plexus can do to fill a need in their life. And sometimes eventually that conversation will come up. But honestly, when you friend someone new, what's the first thing they're going to do? They're going to go and look at your Facebook page. And that's why your Facebook page needs to be something that doesn't look like Plexus, Plexus, Plexus all the time, and graphics and salesy stuff. It really needs to be more pictures of you, pictures with your family, with your pets, activities you like to do. And you can be talking about the products with pictures that don't include the products. Very rarely will you actually see a product on my page, but I'll reference it in a post. And so just think about that as you're trying to expand your network and you're trying to get new friends. That's a really important thing. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about my reentry position, because maybe you're somebody that doesn't have a large network like me, and maybe you feel like you've tapped out your network, and you don't know how to make progress now. And maybe Angie can relate to this sometimes, like, right, she's been in the business for a while. Like, how do you keep meeting people? How do you keep enrolling people? Well, you're just friendly to people, and you join groups and you talk to people. Like my flight attendant that went gold last month, and a girl that was a friend of a friend that was a photographer of mine that's going to go gold this month. And then a couple of girls that found me on Facebook through groups, one that went gold last month. This is all on my reentry. These are not people that I knew before Plexus. And last month I enrolled a couple of girls that I met through a group. And so I just want you to know that you can make new friends and you can expand your network by being sincere, by getting to know people, and by them seeing what you have to offer and you offering what you have. So in my reentry leg, I have 24 level ones and I have 207 ambassadors. It's not because I am some crazy superstar sponsor. You don't have to be that person that's always sponsoring 5 to 7 to 10 people every month. I steadily sponsor 3, 4, or 5 people every single month. Going silver is so, so important every single month. And I don't dare tell my team to do it if I'm not going to do it. But I don't have to be a complete rock star. I can sponsor my 3, 4, or 5 people, and then what I focus on is then duplication. And that's the thing that I didn't do as well the first time around that I'm doing this time around. So I'm a huge proponent of getting everybody to share in their own way that's comfortable to them. So the majority of people, I honestly feel, come into Plexus not interested in the business. I might be wrong, but I think that most people come in hoping to feel better and hoping to have some health victories. Most people are not looking for the business. Now, I know that a lot of diamonds did join for the business, but I think most of us don't. And I was that person. And if I had been approached about the business from the very beginning, I would have never shared. I would have been turned off. But if my friend came to me, which is how Amy came to me and said, I would really love for you to just share my story on Facebook and what it's done for me, and tell people what you're doing, and just see if anybody wants to join you. That didn't feel like pressure sales to me. And so when I have somebody join, I typically enroll them over the phone because I want that repertoire. I want to have that good conversation with them. If they have any objections while they're enrolling to their convenience order or their social security number, any of those things, I want to be on the line with them to help put their fears at ease and help them feel comfortable. By the end of that conversation, I say, as we've been talking about Plexus, have you thought of anybody that this could help? And I give a pause, and typically people will think, well, yeah, actually, I think my mom and my sister and my best friend, they could really use this. And I'll say, you know what, I was the same way. Actually, as soon as I ordered, I thought about so-and-so and so-and-so that really needed these products, but I didn't really know what to say to them. If I sent you a little message, do you think you could text them or send them a message and see if they're interested in learning more? And before they can even say yes or no, I actually show them what that message looks like. And so I say, here's an example of what you could message them. And I copy and paste it, and they get to see firsthand what it looks like, so it's not scary to them. And typically they'll say, oh yeah, that's easy. That's a great message. I could send that. And so it's just a simple way to start duplicating from the beginning. But the other thing that's really, really important, guys, not only for your business growth, but for their success on the products and your retention level, because retention is very important, I feel, and it's very important to me. Obviously, you can't save them all, and that's just not realistic. So, don't feel bad when you lose people, but you can improve your retention if from the very beginning you say, you know what, it's really important when you start this journey that you have an accountability partner. Who's one person that can begin taking the products with you? Your husband, your best friend, your sister, like who could be an accountability partner for you that we could get enrolled? And if you approach it in that way, they will typically think of somebody that could start with them. And then that gets them one person. And then maybe they think of a second. And then you're like, you know what? If you have one more person, you actually get this really sweet $100 bonus. Well, this month it's $200, right? So that's what you should be doing with every new person. It doesn't feel salesy. It doesn't feel like I'm saying, Angie, do the business with me. It feels so different. And you can build an incredible business with lots and lots and lots of silvers and golds, right? You don't have to have like one or two rock stars only. You can have a team that's very wide with lots of silvers and lots of golds working their way up. And you can still make incredible progress. And all of these people are going to be happier. They're going to be healthier because they're going to stick with the products because their products are paid for. And so that's what it really comes back to. So duplicating in that manner has been really good. And then you'll find your people in that mix of, in my mix of 24 level ones on my second leg, I have about 5 or 6 that are actually trying to work a business. And then the other few that have gone silver, they're just happy being silver, and that is okay. I'm fine for that. Either way, they're happy, they're making progress, I'm making progress, and it's mutually beneficial. So I feel like the sooner you can get out of your fear of asking people to share, and if that verbiage can help you, the better your business will grow, the faster you'll grow, and you'll gain a lot more momentum. I don't have momentum, again, because I am sponsoring 10 or 15 people every month. That's not why. I can't do that. I have momentum because of duplication. And duplication is sustainable because you start that pattern, and then they learn to use the same verbiage for the people they enroll. And then I help my level 2s do the same thing. I don't really go all the way down 3, 4, 5, but if I train my level 1s and my level 2s to do that, then guess what? They're going to train in the same exact way. And everybody's more successful on the products and in building their business. So those are some like tips from like how I've been able to grow and do it again this second time. I think honestly, the biggest thing that I would say is most important in this business, and you'll hear this over and over and over again, is belief. Like you cannot be successful if you lack belief. And it's belief in all areas, belief in yourself, belief in the products, belief in the financial opportunity. And there are so many amazing, incredible videos on belief and on motivation and on self-talk. And there are so many incredible trainings. And when I started, I truthfully did not believe in myself. Remember, I said, I thought, gosh, it'd be really cool if I could be a Ruby ambassador. I don't mean diamond Ruby. I mean just Ruby. Like I thought that'd be cool if I could replace my part-time nursing income with Plexus. That's all I saw for myself. And my leader breathed belief into me every single day. You're amazing. You can do this. Da, da, da. That's so important to tell your people. Like, I know you can do this. Just keep doing what you're doing. Just always encouraging me. That's so important. But the other thing that I did, because I really wanted to believe, I'm a person of faith, and so I want to believe. And so I would watch a lot of videos. And I stopped watching TV. I started listening to videos instead. I'd fold the laundry and listen to videos. I'd drive in the car and listen to videos. I'd go for a walk and listen to videos. I was like on YouTube all the time, listening to all you amazing leaders that came before me, because I wanted to believe, and I knew that my belief level is low. So if you're struggling with belief in yourself or the products or the business, I would encourage you to invest time in doing that. And I don't care how busy you are, guys. And I don't say this to be mean. I don't care if you work full time or you homeschool, which I used to. Starting this month, my kids actually went back to school because I'm having my sixth baby in like 3 weeks. And I thought, I can't do it all. So they are going to a little private Christian school this year. But anyway, everybody has time. It's just how we decide to use our time, because we all have to fold laundry. We all have to do dishes. We all should be exercising. There are things that we all have to do. And if you take that time to feed your mind and your spirit with good, positive, uplifting words that build your self-esteem, and good, juicy information about health that builds your belief in the products, and good information by all these great leaders in network marketing, you are going to believe so much. And when you believe, your posture changes. When you believe, you present with more power. And people can feel that. It's like it radiates from you, it emanates from you, and people want to be a part of that, as opposed to the person that's like, well, I don't know if it's going to help you, or, you know, that person that doesn't have confidence. And my mom taught me from a young age, like, fake it till you make it. And it's so true. Like, sometimes you have to just pretend like you are confident. You have to just put that face on and pretend like you are so confident, and inside you're just dying. And you'd rather go hide in a corner. But I promise you, you're not going to die. So put your confidence in, build your belief. And just like anything that you want to believe in life, whether it's your religious faith and you're having a faith crisis, how do you get out of a crisis? You work on your belief, you pray, you read your scriptures, you go to church, you do all of those things. Those are the things that you have to do to build your religious faith. If you want to build your belief in Plexus, you have to study the products, you have to read testimonials, you have to learn about network marketing and the power and the opportunity that it is, and you have to build your belief in yourself. It's just like building your faith in anything else. And so if you will invest that time and effort into building your belief, then you can be unstoppable, even on the hard days and the hard weeks and the hard months, because everybody has them. I have them all the time. It doesn't end when you're a diamond. You don't get fairy dust sprinkled over you and it's like, oh, this is so easy. It's not at all. We still have to push through our fears and our doubts, and we still have to do the hard things every single day. And that's going to be the difference between you succeeding and you not succeeding. It's really, there's nothing special about me. There's nothing special about Angie. I mean, she's gorgeous and she's amazing, but she's a regular person like you and I. I'm a regular person. It doesn't matter one lick that my husband's a doctor. It doesn't matter that I'm a nurse. It doesn't matter if you're a stay-at-home mom or a cosmetologist or a teacher. Most of the people at the top of this company are not doctors, are not nurses. Like, they're not. They are people that just decided, you know what, I'm going to do this. And I'm going to push through my fears, and I'm going to believe in myself. And that's where the difference lies, is in your desire to create a radically different life for yourself, for your family, and for others. And when you can forget about yourself and you can go to work, amazing, miraculous things can happen. So even on those days when you don't want to do it, you get up and you put your big girl panties on, like my mom said, and you just go and get it done. You do your IPA, you reach out to people, you follow up with people. Hi, honey. You follow up with people, you do your posts, you do all that stuff that some days you quite frankly don't want to do. But here's the point. If you really want to change other people's lives and you want to change your life and you want to be successful, whether it's your health goals or your business goals, you have to just do it. And I remember a couple of years ago seeing, I wish I had bought this shirt, but you guys know I love fitness and exercise and stuff. And it was a Nike swish, and it was, you know, their saying is just do it. Well, it was just do it every damn day. I was like, I should have bought that, because that could be my motto. And I'm not a swearer. I really am not. But I was like, it's so true. Like, you have to get up every single day, and you have to be a person of routine and consistency. And that is so hard, guys. It's hard. Like, I tell you, I don't want to exercise every single day. I really don't. I'd kind of rather sit on the couch, especially right now, but I make myself do it. And do I want to post every single day or reach out or follow up every single day? I don't. You know, maybe there's like 10 or 20% of the time where I really don't want to, but I know that the secret to me leading a happy, full, successful life is in me being consistent. And if you have struggled your entire life to be dedicated and consistent to something, I want to encourage you to decide right now that you're going to stop it, that you're going to pick one or two things every single day without fail before you go to bed that you do. Maybe it's saying your prayers and messaging 3 people. Like 2 things. What are 2 things you can do every single day? And then when you successfully are doing those things for a couple weeks, what's a 3rd thing you can add on? And then every single week you add on something else, instead of being like, I'm going to go from 0 to 60. And you set all these huge lofty goals, and guess what? You don't accomplish them, and you feel like a failure. And so you feel like, I'm just going to quit because I couldn't do it all. It's better to make gradual small changes both in your health and in your business, because that's sustainable. And that's something you will do, and you can celebrate those little victories. If you've done an entire week where every single day, Monday through Saturday, you reached out to 3 people, give yourself a pat on the back. If you had 6 days in a row where you took a walk, give yourself a pat on the back. Those small changes compound over time, and they grow into this huge giant snowball that just grows and grows and grows and grows until you're at the point where you're like, how in the world did that happen? Well, it didn't happen overnight. It happened because you put that consistent effort in. So that's kind of just my general. I know there's a lot of questions here now, and I can't really see them too well on my phone, Angie. So maybe you can read them to me.
Okay, I'm going to go on here and I'll read them off for you. Okay. I know that people were asking, okay, what is the message you send, or you ask your brand new person to send to the person they think that needs Plexus?
Okay, so if they have just barely ordered their supplements, it would be something like this. It would be like, oh, hey, Jessica, I'm really excited about something. You can do a little small talk, like 1 or 2 sentences, but the main thing is you don't want it to really be more than like 5 sentences. You don't want it to be a giant, long novel. But then when you get into it, you're going to say, hey, I'm really excited because I just ordered these plant-based supplements called Plexus. I've been struggling with headaches, sleep, and anxiety lately, and it really helped my friend out with those things. I'm wondering, you know, this may or may not be for you, but I'm wondering if you would be open to learning a little bit more about it. So it's very simple. It's like, hey, I'm excited. I ordered this stuff. This is what I'm struggling with. It helped my friend with this. You can share their story if you want. And then I like the phrase, it may or may not be for you. And either way, it's okay, because you're just kind of letting the pressure off, and then asking them if they're open to learning more, or open to seeing how this could help them, or open to watching a video about it, or open to whatever it is you want to send them. So that's it.
Oh, I love that. And it's very like short, sweet, and to the point. And like you said, like, it's not intimidating. It doesn't feel salesy. And no. I love that I love the whole way that I'm like going to have to go back and rewind and like watch this very slow, because I love the whole like talking to someone as you enroll them, as opposed to like, here's my instructions, sign up, but like really working them through it. And then the whole way that you go about saying, like, hey, do you know anyone else that, as we were talking, that might be interested? Like, here's this message. It just sounded very like non-threatening and like, oh, and I mean, I love that. And something else that I love, and I kind of wanted to know on this is, everyone thinks, and even in the beginning, I really planned this out. Is like, when I talk to people about making their list, and I'm like, like, hey, those people that have 500, 1,000 friends, like, you want to reach out to them because those are influential people, like, because that's kind of what I was taught. But something that I love is you're like, I had 150 friends on Facebook. I mean, when you talked about that at the diamond training, it's like, oh, light bulb. Like, I could be missing out on all these people because maybe I'm heavy hitting more on the people that, I'm thinking, okay, if I reach out to them. So how did you go about like building your network?
So sometimes people are just looking for the popular girls, right? But the popular girls aren't always the hardest working girls. And the popular girls aren't always the smartest girls. So you want to look for people that have good character. And I'm not saying I am just like the most amazing person in the world, but you know what I mean? Like, I am loyal to a T. I am hardworking. I'm educated. I'm driven. And I am somebody that people trust. And so if you know people in your network that are trustworthy, they have good character, when people talk about them, they have positive things to say about them, you want to look for those people. They don't have to be a 500 to 1,000 Facebook friends. I still reach out to those people too. Heck yeah. I mean, if I can get someone that it has those characteristics and has the network of 500 to 1,000 people, fabulous. But just because they don't doesn't mean they can't be successful. So building my network, well, once I decided to do Plexus, I started to look back into like my high school, my college years, friending those people that I hadn't friended, friending all of my extended family, extended friends, friends of friends. I just started doing a lot of that on a consistent basis, like made it a goal every night to like friend 10 people. And then nowadays, I don't do that as much, like looking at friends of friends and stuff. I've switched to doing groups. And so I just joined a couple of groups. So maybe you're into like healthy eating, or maybe you're into cycling, or maybe you're into knitting, or you're into gardening. So on Facebook, there are tons and tons of groups. You can join a group and see, just kind of look at that group and see if it looks like a group that has people in it that you would actually like, and you would have kind of like similar interests. Stay in that group, like and comment on their posts. If you like and comment on somebody's post, automatically send them a friend request. And right after you send them a friend request, screenshot their name, their Facebook profile, so you can remember, you can write it on your list. And then immediately send them a message and just say, hey, I loved your post in the gardening group tonight. I just finished planting my garden. I'm a mom of 5. I live in Kauai. How about you? And so you're just starting a conversation. That's all it is. And you get really nice back and forth flow, and it doesn't feel pressured. They're going to look at your page. They're going to. And sometimes they're just going to start asking you about Plexus. That's what's happened to me a lot of the time. And then every once in a while, if I know the person struggles with something, I don't necessarily bring up Plexus right away, but maybe the next month or a couple of weeks later when we have a 7-day challenge. Like one of my girls this month for our 7-day challenge, I just reached out to her. She told me about her issues before, but I never said anything about Plexus. But then this time for our challenge, I said, hey, Karen, I know before you were mentioning you had these struggles. I don't know if you'd be interested at all. And it's totally fine if you're not, but we're doing this 7-day challenge group. It's only $25. I really think this might be able to help you. Do you want to just give it a try? And she joined. So it's just about being authentic and genuine.
Mom,
I love that. And I love the I love your, like, I'm still working on, I have not hosted one yet, but I love your whole, like, how you do the whole 7-day challenge group things. I know that I had talked to you about that before, and how they're a really successful way on bringing them on. And I know like a lot of people on our team have started utilizing that.
Yeah.
What's your method for getting people to turn their convenience orders on if they ignore them on the instructions? And then, you know, how do you prevent people? And I know sometimes this is just like inevitable, you know, those people that just like hang out at $72 or
Okay.
$50 or whatever.
Okay, so convenience orders to me are a must. Like, I never do a contest or reward anything without a welcome pack and a convenience order, because that's the bread and butter of our business and being successful in our business. But if somebody, so enrolling over the phone pretty much eliminates that. And guys, I know it's more convenient to send instructions, but I saw somewhere in there, someone asked, how do you get them on the phone? Well, if we're messaging back and forth and they're like, yeah, I want to do it, I'm so excited, I literally say, great, are you available right now? I can call you up and walk you through it in like 10 minutes. The website can be a little bit tricky and people tend to get confused. So I'd love to just help you with it. So I just ask them if we can do it right then and there. And a lot of times they say yes. Sometimes they're like, oh, I can't, I'm not in a place where I have a computer. And I'll be like, great, what time is good? Should I call you tonight or tomorrow? And so they're setting up the appointment time. I'm making it very professional, like I'm a consultant, and I set up an appointment. But if they're ready then and there, I try to get them on the phone right away. So we're on the phone. But if they don't set up their convenience order after the fact, what I do is I send a message or a voice message and I say, oh, hey, Jessica, I'm so excited for you to get started. I'm so excited you ordered your products. Hey, I noticed when you enrolled that your convenience order didn't stick. Sometimes that happens. Every new ambassador needs to have a convenience order in place when they join. Could I do that for you or help you do that? That's it. I'm not giving them a choice. I'm not saying they have to have it, but I'm saying they need to have it. Would you guys agree? Hey. Right? So I'm basically telling them they need to have it because they do need to have it for consistency. And usually they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't even understand what that was. Or, oh yeah, could you do that for me? Or yeah, could you tell me how to do that? And I'll either tell them how to do it, or if they're like, oh, I don't want to bother, can you do it for me? I'll log in for them and I'll do it. And like 100% of the time when I send that message out, they do it. And I check my back office. I do maybe like levels 1 through 3 where I check, and I'll reach out to them and I'll say, hey, congratulations on your new enrollment. I'm so excited for you. Consistency is key. I noticed when so-and-so enrolled, they didn't set up their convenience order. Here's the message you can send to them. And I'll type up that message that I sent to you and say, just copy and paste this to them, and they'll get it turned on. That's it.
I love that. So what about those ambassadors that you have that maybe just sit at like $70 or?
Okay. So you know, Angie, I made a video in the Jewels page.
Yes, it was so good.
So here's a couple of thoughts about this. Most of the time you guys aren't starting people out on enough product. A lot of times we're starting them out on just the triplex, and we don't add X Factor Plus in. You really need to be adding X Factor Plus to every triplex. But one of the things that I have started training my team on is it's better to get them on all of the supplements that you feel like they should be on and ordering that from the very beginning than trying to come in 30 to 60 days later when they're seeing marginal results or just minimal results and being like, well, by the way, you have rheumatoid arthritis, so really I should have started you on the loading dose of Ease and Mega X or whatever. And at that point, they're kind of hesitant to add all of that into their order. So I'm very upfront with people when I'm talking to them, and they're like, I want to lose weight, and I have all these digestive issues, and I'm anxious all the time. I'll be like, you need Triplex, X Factor Plus, Vital Biome, and oh gosh, I forgot what I said their problem was. But, and 2 Slims a day. 2 Slims a day, because our clinical studies on weight loss were done with 2 Slims a day and the Triplex. So I'm just telling them the truth. I'm telling them, instead of being squeamish and like, oh, I don't even want to tell them about anything else, because you're assuming they don't want to invest in their health. And you're assuming that what we have is too expensive. But I'll tell you what, compared to a lot of supplement lines, our supplements are not expensive. And you never know how bad someone is struggling, like with their pain or their gut issues, and how badly they want to get to the root of the issue, and let them decide if they want to start with extra product. So we do a lot of, pushing people to get 100 PV over their welcome pack to try additional products, because we have so many great products that nobody ever tries. And it's a shame, because if people try more products, they are going to love more products, and you are going to have less people under 100 PV consistently. Because maybe they try the triplex and edge and block and vital biome, and they end up with way too much BioCleanse and extra ProBio 5, but guess what? They're still going to get their slim, their edge, their block, and their vital biome. So it's another way to always keep the PV above 100, but also, guys, you want people to get the results that they want to get. And so present them with the plan that is going to give them the ultimate success. And if they balk at the cost, or they cannot do the cost, that's okay. You start stripping back, and you start taking away a couple of things, and they're going to feel like that's a better deal anyway. So they're going to go with that. But then a couple months down the road, if they're still having their RA pain or something, you can say, hey, remember when you started, I suggested the loading dose of ease. I know you've had some success right now, but I really know if we could get you on this loading dose of ease, you'd experience more relief. Can we add that to your order this month? And because you already talked about it before, they're not going to feel like you're just trying to sell them more product, because you already told them from the beginning what would be great for them. So that's one method. The other method for people that have less than 100 PV is using your 7-day challenges for your people that love Slim, and saying, hey, I know you're loving Slim. This month we're doing a 7-day challenge. I wonder if you would like to purchase, like say they're at 80 PV. If you'd like to purchase one 7-day trial of Slim, I'll pay for $10 of that. And do you have a friend that would be willing to get into our 7-day challenge and give it a try? Yes, it's a $10 investment for you, but if you have a good 7-day challenge, that friend's either going to become a customer or an ambassador, and they're always going to have 100 PV after that. So instead of incentivizing white lines to just order more product for themselves, you are trying to think of a way to get them to share. Now, if you don't do 7-day challenges, you can just do that. Like, I'd love for you to have a friend or a family member try this for 7 days, and you can offer them the same kind of special. If they're at 69 PV, obviously they love Slim, so you're looking for them to purchase 2 packs and have 2 friends. Or maybe you just reassess what their goals were and educate them a little bit on a product or 2 that really would be great for them, and ask them to try it for 60 days. So those are just some ideas there.
Yeah, I love that. I love the idea of when you start people off, starting them off and letting them know up front all of the other products that are options, and getting them to go maybe over $100 over their welcome pack. But even if, like you said, even if they scale back, then you still are like, okay, but remember when I told you this? So it's not coming back to them, 2 months later, and they're not having success on the products. Then you're like, right, well, you're not having success because you didn't add the ease in, right, and you really need this. So I love
right. You're building the trust.
Yes.
You're building the trust from the very beginning. And I feel like people really appreciate honesty, because you say, in my experience, this is what I've seen work the best. And then there was a question here. It was, why do you get them started on so many products at once? Isn't it too much? I don't really feel like it is. I feel like Triplex and X Factor is no brainer, and Mega X. You could start people on all of that all together. Maybe you wait a week to add in block or accelerator. I typically will wait a week. Like their first week, I'll just have them do Triplex and X Factor. And then the second week, I can add something else in. But it really just depends on the person. If they're like a really kind of sickly person, or they have a lot of issues, I might start them out a little bit slower. But if they ordered a ton of product, yes, I'd have them do Triplex and X Factor for 5 to 7 days. And then I could add in block and accelerator the second week. And then maybe I would add vital biome in. And it kind of gives them a stagger. So, maybe their convenience order, they're not getting all of those products, but in their convenience order, they're at least getting their triplex and X Factor. Does that help?
Sorry, I had it on mute. Yes, I love that. And I mean, I love the idea, like I said, I love the idea of having them try more than just the triplex, because that's kind of what I was trained on. Like, hey, start everybody on the triplex, but really opening them up to, you know, it works more effectively with the X Factor or the Mega X or the E's. So I think that's fabulous. Let me look.
Yeah.
We might have just one more question, and then I know you need to go. I just see if there's something that we didn't.
I mean, just don't prejudge people, right? Like, I just think a lot of times we prejudge people, whether we prejudge them as far as like them wanting to do the business or what products they're going to be willing to buy. I feel like just being honest and transparent with people. If somebody tells me I'm really struggling with weight and I overeat and all this stuff, I'm going to tell them about all the products that I think are good for them, because I know they struggle with their appetite and overeating. So I know Block would be good for them. I know that 2 Slims a day would probably be helpful for them. You know, so I want to give them the best shot at success. And then if they can't do that because they have financial obstacles, I'll tell them, you know what, you could start with this, and then we could add those on in the, oops, sorry, my door slamming. We could add that on the second month, or, you know, ideally we would get you to have 3 friends start with you, because that'll pay for your products and relieve that financial burden. And that's when you can also talk about the opportunity. And I do, for anybody that's like, I don't know if I can afford this, we talk about it in the same way that I explained to you guys, not in a businessy way, but you know, people that struggle with energy, weight, and mood and digestive issues. And if you can just grab 3 friends to do this with you, it will pay for your products. So yeah, don't hold back.
So my last question is on time management, because obviously, which by the way, I'm just going to put this little plug in there. If you have not watched Brooke work out, like, you are amazing. I watched your video the other day and I'm like, oh my gosh, we have no excuse not to work out. Check her out. I'm like, I'm not pregnant and I can't do that. So, I mean, I just think, like, I mean, you're a mom. I mean, you have 5 children, you're pregnant, and I know how that it can be exhausting. Like, how do you work and find that balance of working Plexus into your life?
You know, some weeks are better than others. Some weeks I'm more balanced than others, but there are certain things that are non-negotiable to me. And I feel like you have to decide what's non-negotiable in your life. And so for me, that's exercising at least 5 times a week. That's non-negotiable because I need that to feel physically and mentally strong. Also non-negotiable is bedtime with my kids, our time when we read our scriptures, eat dinner, say our prayers, put the kids to bed. That's non-negotiable family time. Sunday mornings into Sunday afternoon, non-negotiable, don't work. Those are times that are sacred times to me, but some weeks I have a busier schedule than others. And I think that you have to accept that, because you might enroll somebody that goes gangbusters crazy, and they have you in like 15 or 20 3-way messages. I'm not kidding you. I had a lady like this on my second leg that enrolled like 45 people in 2.5 months. And so I was in a lot of 3-way messages with her, but I made myself available to her because I knew it was just for a short period of time. I knew that it wasn't going to be like that forever. And so with time management, I feel like you have to have perspective and know that some weeks and some days you're going to be trading off a little bit more of your time than other weeks. But it is a business and it is work. And so you have to decide for yourself how much you're willing to trade off and sacrifice. For me, I was willing to work a little bit harder because my why was that strong and my family agreed, and it was okay because I had the buy-in. But, you know, I do have those non-negotiable times that I must take care of myself. I must take care of my family. I must take care of my spirituality. And you have to have those times. And if you set aside those times, you won't feel so unbalanced. Even if you are working your business a lot, you will feel more balanced because you're taking time for the things that are important. But you can't have it all. I mean, you can't have time freedom from the beginning and have an incredible income. You have to trade off your time in the beginning to create time freedom, but it is worth it. Absolutely. It is worth it. And it's a temporary thing. I did a post really quick before I close on my team page. I posted today about my Lexus that I picked up, but I wrote a longer post in my team page because I wanted my team to understand that for my husband to become a physician and to make the kind of income that I make, he went to school for 12 years. He went to school for 12 years, and the first 18 years of our marriage, he was in school or working 70 to 100 hours a week. Let that sink in. So I cannot complain if for 2 years out of my life, I have worked hard to create the business and the income that surpasses his income now. That is a powerful thing to just put into perspective. This is not a lottery ticket, but man, oh man, if you like grab onto it and you work it and you get smart and you build your belief and you just put your shovel in the ground and you work, you can create something amazing. And there is nothing else you can do to create this kind of income and this kind of opportunity and change people's lives at the same time. So I think I want to end with that, is that you have to make some trade-offs, but it is worth it for sure.
Well, Brooke, I mean, you should just see all these like wonderful comments in here. I don't know if I can like copy them before so that you can see them because they're just so sweet. We appreciate you so very much. We appreciate the time that you spent to pour into our team and to pour into all of us. I know that I have like pages of notes and I already want to like go back and watch it really slow and write everything down very carefully because, I mean, you were just amazing. You have so many incredible tips, and I absolutely love how you shared, you know, about your husband and about, you know, the 12 years of school and the time and the dedication that he put into. And you think about, you know, this Plexus business, it's like, I mean, guys, if we just sacrifice for 2 years, for a year, for however long, I mean, it is so worth the income, the freedom that we can give our family is absolutely incredible. And I'm so incredibly thankful to be on this journey with you. I'm so excited to love on you and to see you in your new little addition in Hawaii. And again, thank you so very much for taking time out today. We appreciate you so much and we love you.
No problem. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.